once you start looking at life from this lens, you realize that you should be focusing on things you can control. Control the controllables, which is basically how you look at things, how you frame things. I stumbled on a quote by Epictetus, which talked about the economy of control. And the economy of control basically says something very simple. Some things are up to us, some things aren't. I know this is not the most earth-shattering quote you heard today. But if you think about this, then he describes what is up to us. And the things that are up to us are basically our actions, our behavior, our values. Everything else is not up to us. Just think about it. So everything else we get upset about, we have zero control over. So you're driving to this talk and every light you hit is a red light, not under your control. Your spouse is not kind to you that moment in time, zero control over that. And once you start looking at life from this lens, you realize that you should be focusing on things you can control. Control the controllables, which is basically how you look at things, your behavior, how you frame things. And that clicked with me. That was as I described, the TiVo moment when I started writing. That really, reading that quote, basically really got me interested in the Stoicism. So I called my editor. I said, "I'll see you when I see you. I'm going to work on this." And I did not have a deadline. I said, "I'll tell you when I'm done." And for the next 6 months, I studied Stoicism. And one thing I do, I'm very good at this. When I get interested in something, I kind of have this I zero in, zoom in, and just nothing else exists. I found Stoic philosophy for me is an operating system for life. Let me explain you what it means to me. When we are born with this blob of hardware, and then the software written little by little is written to us, the operating system written to us. And it's hodgepodge. Our parents teach us, we read books, we have friends, things happen to us, and all those things form us. And what I found that Stoic philosophy gave me a very systematized operating system. And it's a kind of religion neutral. So you could be a deeply religious person and study Stoic philosophy. You could be an unreligious person and study Stoic philosophy. It has zero impact on this. In fact, let me tell you this. Every time I bring up something Stoic, my wife says, "Yeah, that's in the Torah." So you might as well say you can have a study Torah, but a study philosophy. So,
well, it is in Torah. The Stoics would be nothing without Jewish philosophy, so it's okay. Then speaking of the Stoics, Epictetus, one of your favorites, said, "Never depend on the admiration of others." Yeah.
Well, so exactly. So if you think about the economy of control, you can't control what other people think of you. All you can do is to behave in an admirable way. I was thinking actually, but let me give you another example. If you think about a lot of movie stars or rock stars that are basically incredibly unhappy because they tie their happiness to adulation of others, which they can't control. And if you think about actors like Robert Redford that seem like normal human beings, they don't live in Los Angeles, they live somewhere in Utah. That's very important. By the way, as a writer, that's very important. I'm not Lady Gaga of writing, etc. But I do write articles, I do get feedback from my readers, and I try to not tie my happiness of how many emails I receive, how many replies I receive to to what I wrote. I'm just want to write the best article that I'm proud of.